Welcome back to Father and Son Fix. In this episode, we're going to show you how to fix a common problem like this, a wobbly seat in your car, using this, a 3D printer. It's amazing how far the technology has gotten. Now here's the issue with this particular car. There's a bolt that goes through the bottom that holds the seat, and around that bolt is a plastic bushing. This is the W211 Mercedes. And so as a result, you can see there's movement and play in the seat there. And what we're going to show you is that you can actually 3D print that part, the bushing, to replace it, and you don't have to pay hundreds of dollars to get the kit from Mercedes. It's really amazing. Okay, let's get started. So here's the bolt, and as you can see, the plastic bushing, which sat right here, has just completely disintegrated and is all over the bolt and all this other junk that the bolt has picked up from being under the seat over the years. And if we take a look inside at where the bolt sits, you'll see that some of that plastic bushing is still sitting there. Let's take a look at that. Now, as you can see, there's still some of that plastic bushing which is in there, and you're going to want to scrape all of that out before you put on the new bushing and replace the bolt. So let's get that cleaned out. As you can see here, this is a piece of what's left of that plastic bushing. And we're going to show you how you can 3D print this. It's amazing. The technology has come so far. You can make your own repairs right at home, and you don't have to order the whole kit. Now we're going to create the part in a 3D program called Blender. Now this is a free program you can download for the PC or the Mac. After you open the default file, you're just going to want to delete everything in that default file and go up to Add Cylinder, or whatever shape is relevant for your part. Hit F9 to change the parameters of the shape. In this case, we're going to do the outside diameter of 15 millimeters, and the height of the bushing we need is 5.6 millimeters. And we're going to choose nothing to make a hollow cylinder. Now let's zoom in and take a look at that. Okay, getting closer. All right, there it is. Now we need to add the wall to make the inside diameter. And to do that, we're going to add a modifier, solidify, and set that thickness to 1.5 millimeters. And that's going to give us a 12 millimeter inside diameter. That's just what we need for our particular part. Okay, now that you've done that, go up to Shade Smooth. And Shade Smooth is going to smooth that outside. Now the next step after that, you're going to want to export the file. And you're going to want to choose an STL file type. And export the file as an STL because we're going to need that to open in the next program, which will generate the code for the 3D printer. Okay, great. Now we're in the next program, Ultimaker Cura. And this is the program that's going to take that digital file, the STL, and convert it into the code that our 3D printer needs, which is a G-code file. Okay, so let's open up the file here in Ultimaker Cura. This is another free program that you can download. All right, now that you've got the file open, you're going to want to check the dimensions because sometimes the program will automatically resize some of those dimensions. So you're going to want to double check, and in our case, yes, they have been changed. So we're going to set that back so that we've got our 15 millimeter outside dimension. Great. Everything's set. Now the next settings we're going to want to check are the infill. You're going to want to be sure that the fill on your model is 100%. As this is a plastic bushing, we want it to be completely solid. So make sure that you have it set to 100%. Once you're satisfied, click on the slice button and then save to disk, and that's going to generate the G-code file that you need to put into the 3D printer. All right, now that we've got that, let's head over to the 3D printer. Okay, here we are over at our 3D printer, and we've got an Anycubic Kobra, which is fairly inexpensive and pretty easy to get started with. You can get started printing the same day that you get it. And as you can see here, it's just in the process of adding some of the final layers right now. And it's got a brim around it at the bottom, and that will break off after it's done printing. That just helps secure it to the base during the printing process. And we've got some gold PLA in here because, it's gold. And so we'll show you once we've got the bushing off and onto the bolt before we install it in the car. Okay, here's our finished product with our new plastic bushing installed and ready to go back in the car. And it cost us almost nothing. Of course, you need a 3D printer, although the price of a 3D printer that can print this in some cases is less than the bolt and bushing set from Mercedes. So think about which one's going to be more beneficial for you in the long run. And if this works for you, give it a shot. You can do it. So we're going to drop this bolt back in, run the 10mm in on the other side, and let's hope that wobble is gone. Okay, the bolt is installed, and the rocking chair is a rocking no more. We got a little bit of movement in this top piece, and there's always another bolt to tighten. But the major movement is gone, and we fixed it with a part we printed ourselves. It's really amazing. You can do it too. Thanks for watching. We hope you have a great day.